a 2v1 against Paladin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
It was only level 4.
We're back. Some announcements before we get started. After tonight, we will not be back for this campaign until
after St. Patrick's Day, right?
March 19th.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday, we'll be doing an unbroadcasted, unrecorded Session 0 for Lex's campaign next Wednesday. And then the Wednesday after that, just so it's fresh in everybody's mind and because we're not leaving huge gaps everywhere, March 13th, will be recorded on the 12th, you'll be able to watch the first session of Lex's campaign. So you get to see myself, Samuel, Garrett, and Brittany as players.
Oh, yeah.
I think this will be the first time, like the second time Sam and I have ever played together, which is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
As players. Third time.
Mm-hmm.
Third time. I think it's the third time, fourth. Not a lot. I think the second time I've played with Garrett. So, it'll be fun.
I think of one off the top of my head. No, wait. So there's the other one, Lex.
Like the
ran,
one
right?
Lex did, there was Dread, the Black Forest
Oh,
Inn,
Dread.
which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Then there
And
was
then
the
floated a one shot.
The Mage Tower. Yeah.
Yeah. That we never finished.
No.
I'm sad about. But
So,
yeah.
and then Garrett's all kobolds thing.
Was I there for that one?
Yeah, that was
all kobolds
that
one
was-
shot? Yeah.
That
Oops, all
was
kobolds?
5 years ago.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, really? The Oops, all
No.
kobolds was 5 years
No.
ago? God damn.
This doesn't matter, really, because it's just, it was, because I'm curious, because I think it was before the pandemic, or just, so if it's before the pandemic, it's more than 5.
Yeah. 28.
Mm-hmm.
20. Because I started in February of either 2018 or 20.
Okay, yeah. In March 21st, the Kobold one-shot is 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
I started in 2018, so that means this is 6 years for me.
Caleb, you would have started in 2019, because that's when the pirate campaign was 2019.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
So,
6 years.
Yeah.
yeah, 6 years. I think we're all going into year 7, or most of us are going into year 7, which is insane. Anyways, yeah. So the next 2 weeks will not be this campaign. It'll be dedicated to what Lex is doing. I'm really excited. The characters are cool. And we're going to see what's up with that. And then we'll be back with this March 20th. You'll be able to watch it. The next session after this. So, almost a month gap. That's it for me. Kate.
Not much in new updates. Just, I don't know if you've been aware of social media going around, but want to share. There's what's it called? There's a bot of, I forgot the actual term of it, but there's a blackout is going to happen on February 28th.
Oh, yes.
Small businesses and direct officer, like mom and pop shops, small restaurants if you can. Get your gas either before or after that date, that kind of thing. But monetary blackout in the U.S. on February 28th. No Amazon, no gas, no large grocery stores, that kind of thing. Yeah. Win our power back from capitalists.
Burn it all down, like we did to the White House.
Well, not that far.
That's why it's white.
Yeah.
And that's why, anyways.
Do
Anything else, Kate?
your schools teach you about that? Because ours don't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had one lesson.
They
had
skim
half a
real
lesson.
quick over
They
it.
teach us about
Yeah.
that, and then they teach us about why there's certain things in the Geneva Convention because of the Canadian Army. Anyways, Kate, anything else?
No, that's it. Just Redbubble, check it out. I am a small business, but also Redbubble's a big company, so I wouldn't be mad if you didn't buy it from Redbubble this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. And speaking of dismantling tyrannical regimes, last we left off, isn't it funny how things just fall together?
Justin, I get it. You planned you planned out this American election
I
as
did.
as a campaign
Hey.
promo.
Justin is behind this whole
It's
thing.
just a huge ARG. I apologize.
His tendrils go deep.
Could you imagine how
Justin
evil
is
I
the
would
lizard
be
people.
if that's the case?
Justin is the Illuminati.
But it'd be even worse if you just like really. I needed it for my own immersion, guys.
Yeah, I need it to be method.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
needed
man.
you to be method.
If
I needed you guys to live it.
If I had those powers, things would be going much differently.
I trust you to run the world.
Yeah.
I don't. Last we left off.
You do a better job than whoever's
Some
doing it right now.
people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
President Musk. Last we left off. Previously, the group awoke from a restless night in the ruined carriage. Yes, some of you may have missed some things.
I know.
With only Samira spending the night outside.
Carol blacks out.
In the early hours of the morning, she and Abraham discussed their distrust of Crearyn. The group soon set their sights on the altar of the moon. On their journey, they stumbled upon an abandoned logging camp marked by a gruesome sight, a dwarf's remains strung up in a morbid display, resembling the same display of the foreman's corpse from the frost iron mines. However, this dwarf was strung up by his ankles with his own intestines. They gathered useful supplies and discovered a satchel marked HL, containing 3 vials of black powder and a pipe. There was a sparring match between Crearyn, Abraham, and Samira, which led to tense discussions about trust and personal convictions. On the road, the group passed Dominion trail markers, gruesome displays of executed criminals. Among them, Abraham recognized the Mind Flayer, a breeder of intellect devourers from his own colony. Later, Crearyn experimented with the mysterious black powder, unintentionally teleporting to the Shadowfell and returning in agony and in a constant state of flickering, which ended, of course. That night, while the group rested, Abraham consumed the brain of the fallen bandit leader and glimpsed their memories. He learned of their tragic past, teen thieves forced into servitude by the worms of the Rime Dominion. The vision revealed the name of the dwarf who escaped the Frost Iron Mines ambush, Sigrun, and an orange-colored tiefling that the bandits were looking for near said mines, who was one of their own taken by the Dominion while they were imprisoned. As dawn broke on the following day, the group ventured deeper into the shadow-touched wilds, where they discovered the resting place of Fenric Ulvaster, champion of the Silent Wolf. Crearyn revealed the Silent Wolf to be Ceryndor, a guardian of nature and brother to Thalassirian the Rime King, who was originally meant to protect the people of this land when it was known as Dragon's Beard, prior to the Grand Restoration. Crearyn believed Ceryndor could become a powerful ally against the Dominion. Upon reaching the altar of the moon, they were met by a pack of lycanthropes: Aranar Vale, Grumbar Mugstone, Carathul, and Rovin Thorn. The pack, foreseeing the group's arrival, offered them access to the altar without the usual trials, but expressed surprise at Samaji's absence. After learning that Samaji had passed, Aranar comforted a grieving Samira and hinted that there might be a way to call back Samaji's spirit within the altar, as Ceryndor was quite gifted. Descending into the altar, the group encountered Ceryndor, a towering wolf-like centaur ensnared in roots and vines. The Silent Wolf demanded they speak their purpose clearly as to why they were here, or become nourishment for the roots that cover the chamber's floor. So, yes.
What is the name of this group that we are currently amidst?
They have not revealed any names of their group.
Okay. But they have revealed the names of the people that are there.
Yeah. Aranar Vale.
Aaron?
Aranar Vale.
Vale. Okay.
Grumbar Mugstone.
Grumbar?
Grumbar.
Mugstone. I like that name.
Carathul.
Terra Thul.
And Rovan Thorn.
Ruben Thorn?
And the big wolf centaur is Ceryndor. Now, the chamber is silent as Ceryndor stares at you all intently, awaiting your response. He does not blink, move, nor make a sound, just simply stares. The roots and vines that weave and wind their way throughout the chamber seem to make it feel much more claustrophobic now, as he just stares at you all. The last thing he said, "Speak plainly, lest your bones feed the roots beneath your feet. Why are you here?" Actually, the full thing he would have said was, "I am Ceryndor, guardian of these lands. You carry a stench, the stench of frost and rime." His gaze falls to Samira. "Yet I do not smell the corruption that poisons his servants. Why have you come to my sanctuary? Speak plainly, lest your bones feed the roots beneath your feet."
Now I'm not trying to step in anything, but we were wandering by and we saw this sort of moon temple, and we thought that'd be pretty cool. And we have like a friend of ours, who was like thinking about being into it, and we wanted to just, kind of, I don't know, I'm not trying to get too schmoopy here, but
Blanche is right. We was by the way, sorry, bad brain. Curiosity, honestly. That's about it, you know. Came upon this place. Curious.
Still, he hasn't, doesn't respond yet. He's,
also, I not to belabor the point, I do like where my bones are now. I don't want my bones to necessarily feed anyone
Ooh, yeah, same.
currently.
Like-
Yeah, I think we're all
Like these bones.
go ahead.
I could be convinced.
Oh, okay, we got a soft maybe. It's actually pretty hard maybe.
Ceryndor looks towards Tero and just like focuses a little bit and just does a big inhale, and the inhale is so forceful it's almost like a strong wind blowing through the forest. Just
Dude, Tero's like voluminous clothes just gonna like flap in his direction.
Essentially, yeah. And then looks towards Samira. So curiosity brings you here.
I think she's still I think she's like averting her gaze a lot from these people. Well, still I think she's clinging to the magic that calmed her earlier because she does not like being underground right now.
Yeah.
Noticing that, probably go and send Penny Pup with just a nod over to Samira, just as like an extra, like, just kind of doing that thing that like dogs do when like an owner is unsteady, but just like kind of, she might even like jump up on you a little bit, but just kind of be next to you.
She definitely puts her hand down to like scritch Penny behind the ears. Penny's a good girl.
Bark, bark.
Crearyn will speak up. We are under the impression that you could be an ally against the Dominion and taking down the Rime King.
Graham just like looks at them, is like,
Which is something Crearyn has spoken with the group before, in case people have forgotten.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, last session.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. No, that's not true.
Yeah, because I was trying to think like when. When
Crearyn
did
mentioned
they
they
would
knew who this
never-
was. Crearyn mentioned they knew who this was too.
Yeah.
At the tree, where the guy
Yeah.
was. Never mind. So Crearyn wouldn't say that. Well, here we are. The vines and the roots begin to like kind of encompass more of the chamber, and it gets a little bit more claustrophobic.
Okay. All right. So, what are you doing here then? Just
I
While
was
we're-
imprisoned here when Ceryndor took power.
oh shit! You want to break out? Let's get you out of there. There's some villages we passed through. They're probably, maybe give you a whole like once over, make you feel, like a whole new. I'm gonna say, whole new dude.
Yeah, I got a soft spot for political prisoners.
Freeing me wouldn't be that easy.
I mean, like, what are we talking here? Do we gotta say magic word? Fine. Oh, is it a? If it's a scavenger hunt, I'm fucking in.
No. The balance of power is skewed between nature and man, nature and society. For me to be free and awoken, the balance must be restored.
The balance here or the balance in the world?
The balance in these lands. Ceryndor and I were guardians of this continent, put here by our Creator. There are more of our kin as guardians of other lands. We were designated for this one. Me over nature, him over the people. Their faith and worship in him corrupted him. The power he got from their devotion turned him into the being he is now. Power hungry. Bless you. One of the lichens, the werebore Grumbard goes, "Oh, sorry."
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Do you need a hanky or anything? Oh, you got it.
Oh, that's fine. He just
Alright.
uses his tunic.
All right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, all right. Until balance is restored, you're gonna have to remain here.
You must
Okay.
have come here for a reason other than just curiosity. Something
No,
else must have
I mean,
drew you
honestly,
here.
well, based on how things look up there, it seemed like something significant happened here at that time. So that's why we were curious. Like, oh, what's gonna happen?
This serves as my prison and a tomb if I remain here.
Well, let's let's positive spin. What steps can we take? Is there an actionable thing that we can do for you now? I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty good at building stuff. We got a guy who can stab like nobody's business. I mean,
I must admit, I smell something familiar on that one.
okay. A positive funk, I assume.
It is complicated.
I get that. Everyone's allowed to have complicated relationships. That makes sense.
Well, Samira, we're not gonna speak for you, right? This is your thing. If you just want to say shove it to the sun, I'm with you.
they can help us, we'll take the help, but this might be. It's all big right now, and it just got suddenly very big, and it's a little overwhelming being down here. And you said I could talk to my brother. Is that still possible?
You wish to speak with Sumaji.
Yeah. Can I ask how do you know his name?
Give me 1 second. As I skim through my notes and get the right stuff I need. He carries the gift of my blood. I know all who are touched by it. And he aims his head towards the pack of 4 lycanthropes standing there. The gift of my blood.
So he was like them?
I sense he had a fraction of my blood, yet it was twisted and tainted by the schemes of my kin.
This is kind of a long shot, but do you maybe have an idea of where it might have happened? Can you get that sense?
You wish to speak with his spirit, I assume.
I mean, if only just to say goodbye.
He inhales deeply, and the room kind of, like an invisible, powerful breeze kind of blows through. His soul is no longer fit for this world. It belongs to the Pale Widow now, woven into the umbral weft. And once a thread is placed within her loom, even I cannot manipulate it. I am sorry.
Do I know the name Pale Widow?
No. You don't know the name Pale Widow or the term umbral weft.
I'm sorry. The what? The who now?
Would any of us have a shot
No.
at knowing? Oh, okay.
Are you asking who the Pale Widow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would any of
The
us have?
who? The what now?
A whisper in the dark, the last breath before silence. She is not a thing of cruelty nor of kindness, she simply is. She is the wind that pulls dying leaves from the branch, the spider that patiently waits in its web, knowing all things must come to her in time. The hands that spin and sever the threads of existence, though not out of malice nor love, she has no need for either. To see her is to know your time has come, to hear her voice is to feel the weight of what comes next. But do not mistake her for a tormentor. She does not chase, she does not take before it is time, she merely waits. Even I, for all my strength, will one day walk her halls. The roots will dry, the rivers will slow, the last leaf will fall, and when it does, she will be there as she always has been, waiting at the edge of the weave.
Okay.
What's an umbral weft? I don't know.
So he's gone. Gone. then.
Are you saying that out loud?
Mm-hmm.
He is not gone. His soul is twisted and tainted by the schemes of my kin. So it is stuck within the umbral weft in the process of being loomed into something else.
What is this, some kind of rebirth or something?
All souls go to the umbral weft when they die. If the soul is worthy and isn't considered malicious, it can be reloomed into something else. Reincarnation is what some might view it as. But if the soul is malicious, the Pale Widow takes it somewhere else. I am unsure of what happens if that is the case.
I think Simoji had a certain ferocity to them, but yeah.
I don't think he had enough malice in him to warrant that fate. I hope.
I simply sensed that the corruption on his essence from the Rime King's machinations, experiments with blood, keep him in a state of purgatory within the umbral weft. That is what I sense.
Has anyone living gone to the umbral weft?
It is impossible. It is a place that mortals fear, yet it is no more cruel than the winter that withers the trees or the tide that pulls the fallen leaf into the sea. It is not a place of torment nor of peace. It is just what remains beyond. A vast and shifting expanse where the spirits of the dead drift like seeds caught upon the wind. Some are carried onward, woven into new beginnings. Others unravel, their threads scattered like ash upon the earth, feeding the roots of fate itself. Not all are so fortunate, though. Some tangle, fray, and linger, unable to move forward, much like a dying tree whose roots refuse to let go of the soil. The Pale Widow tends to them, though she is no mother to them, no more than a fire is to a forest. She does not weep for them, nor does she rejoice. She merely ensures that the cycle continues as it must. The weft is neither cruel nor kind, only necessary. A river does not pity the fallen branch it carries away. A storm does not grieve the trees it fells. And so too does fate care little for whether a soul is ready to depart. To fear it is to fear the turning of the seasons. It comes for all things, kings and beasts, trees and rivers. You may clutch your thread tightly if you wish, but when the time comes, the weft will take it all the same. It is where we all inevitably go when we die.
But if that's true, I mean, I've been to a lot of bars, I've hung around people, I've never heard of any of this. Why is this, like, what is this, secret information?
It is knowledge forbidden against mortals.
Right, alright,
And none brought back from the darkness of the weft retain their memories to keep it sacred and sanctified.
Yeah. Curiosity sated. Thanks.
It is where the gods go when they die. It is where I'll go when I die. It is the end of all things. before they're reborn into something else and the cycle continues anew.
That's a good name, I'll give you that.
Can I ask you something privately?
Of course.
And her eyes start to abe.
He blinks and
What you want?
roots and
I don't know what you want.
roots and vines just encompass Samira and Ceryndor. Like it's a thick wall of roots and vines. No sound escapes. No sound enters.
I had an incident a few years back. And when I woke up afterwards, I had new magic. And I do a flare of prestidigitation, and my scales glow slightly brighter to kind of indicate it's from an exterior source that I didn't have before. You wouldn't happen to be able to shed any light on its origin or what might have happened?
I sense you were pulled from the weft before the looming could be completed. Before your soul could be processed for the next step.
I'm sorry.
This is why you walk with one foot in the grave and one among the living. As for this draconic heritage that has graced you, and grace isn't a term I would use, more like cursed with, much like your brother. The same corruption that touched him touches you. The stench of the Rime King is strong within you. As for answers, I do not have them, for this is not my domain. The only one who could answer such questions is the one who did this to you, the Rime King himself. Maybe not directly, but through his machinations and his experiments. You must go forward to find what you seek.
Thank you. I'm gonna go now.
Before you do, the pale elf you travel with, I smell one of my kin upon him. A dark mistress.
Cool. Sorry, I just need to get to the surface real quick. Thank you so much, for everything. I just really...
You truly seek to take down the Rime King. Get the answers you seek. For your brother, I assume. If the Rime King falls, you free his essence.
I can get him back?
That is not up to me.
But there's a chance.
There is always hope.
Hope is better than nothing.
He releases the wall of vines that has encompassed you. And looks at you all now as Samira is freed. And gestures towards the lycanthropes who have remained in the chamber. They move in unison, reaching into the gnarled roots and the twisting vines that ensnare his form, and one by one they retrieve objects wrapped in tattered crimson cloth. Carefully start placing them in each of your hands. These are relics wielded by my champions in our battle against the gods when they came here to take our home. Now they pass to you. May they serve you well in your fight against the Rime King and his dominion. From this moment forward, we stand as allies. I can only hope I have placed my faith in the right hands. Abraham, you are given this red cloth, and as it's opened in front of you, you receive a necklace of white gold from which hangs a silver pendant shaped like a wolf's head. Set within the wolf's maw is a mint green pearl, its surface marked by craters, a perfect likeness of the moon. Crearyn is given a gleaming silver set of plate armor adorned with intricate wolf-like motifs. The shoulder pauldrons take the form of two howling wolves, their heads raised towards the sky. Scooch, the relic you're given, is a solid silver warhammer, its head sculpted into the fierce visage of a roaring bear. Samira, you are gifted a hooded cloak woven with downy, feather-like plumage, very similar to the snowy owl-like plumage around Ceryndor's eyes. The hood itself is shaped in the likeness of the bird's head. Tero, you are given a set of sleek, white leather armor, its surface marked with intricate spider motifs, and as you're holding it, the texture seems to shift, the threads of an unseen web stirring ever so slightly as the armor itself is alive. Take these, may they aid you in your journey.
Man, excuse me, man. I appreciate it. I just don't. He pulls and kind of. I don't know if I. Yep. Well. Yep. He's like trying to just go, like scrape it along. Yep. Thank you.
You should be able to use it, I think.
Warhammer?
I'm
my
looking at
strength.
your weapons here. Marshall, yeah, you can use it. Oh, you don't need to worry about it being melee. He sees you struggling with it a little bit. He's like, no. He gestures towards Grumbar, who gestures to Kara Thule, who's the werebear, the polar bear, and reaches out to take the hammer from you.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I get it. Also,
I would like to show you how it is used.
oh, okay, yeah, no, because I mean that's nice. That's nice. I mean, I feel a connection to you already, polar bear.
Perfect. I do find you quite cute, and she.
We're both, from the north.
Of course, that's why. And she takes the warhammer, throws it up in the air, catches it in the hand, kind of like how Thor would throw Mjolnir, and then throws the hammer, and it flies through the air, hits a wall, unleashes a roar of a grizzly bear, and also a flash of lightning, and the hammer flies back to her hand, and she hands it to you.
Okay.
You basically have Mjolnir.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
So it's a thrown weapon then.
Yeah.
It's one-handed or two-handed?
One-handed.
Oh. Thank you.
Well, it's versatile, but yes.
Probably.
It's a lot of fun.
Probably throw it one-handed, I think.
And just for the sake of things, when the lycanthropes will each show you what your items are, so you can understand what they are, etc., etc. Abraham, you have a pearl of power.
Oh, nice.
Crearyn has something called lupine plate. Scooch, you have something called Runagar's hammer, which I will add to your character sheet for you, because
Thank you.
the spelling of all my stuff is really weird. Samira, you have something called the Cloak of the Owl. Which, you know what, I'm going to read these out for everybody. Pearl of Power, we all know what a Pearl of Power does. The hammer. You can throw it as a ranged weapon, range 20 to 60 feet. When thrown, it immediately flies back to your hand after it hits or misses a target. When the hammer hits a target, it unleashes a blast of lightning along with the sounds of a roaring bear and deals an additional 2d6 lightning damage. So that's fun.
For sure.
Cloak of the Owl. While wearing this cloak, Samira, you have to be attuned to it, of course. While wearing this cloak, you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks to hide in snowy terrain, which is this continent in general. In an area of dim light or darkness, you can pull the cowl up over your head and cause the cloak to transform into 2 large snowy owl's wings, and you gain a fly speed of 60 feet. If you ever take the cowl off while flying, or if you are no longer in dim light or darkness, you lose this fly speed. So it's basically a Cloak of the Bat, but for a snowy owl. While wearing the cloak in dim light or darkness, you can cast Polymorph on yourself, shape-shifting into a snowy owl.
Nice.
Now for Tero. I had to think of something that would be fun for our resident murderer. This sleek, white leather armor is etched with intricate spider motifs. Its surface feels unnervingly alive, as though the threads of a web constantly shift beneath its surface. While attuned to it, you gain the following benefits. You can move up, down, and across vertical solid surfaces, and ceilings, leaving your hands free. You gain a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. You can communicate with spiders and understand them. They understand your intent and emotions, and they view you as friendly, unless you or your companions provoke them. This communication allows you to request simple favors or guidance from spiders, such as scouting areas or creating webs. In addition, once per long rest, as a bonus action, you can activate the armor's venomous property. For the next hour, the armor secretes a potent venom that coats its surface. While the venom is active, any creature that touches you or makes a melee attack against you that is within 5 feet must make a DC 15 con save, taking 2d6 poison damage or half as much on a success.
Dang.
And I'll start adding all the weird ones to your character sheets.
Quick question, Justin.
Yes.
Because Tero's a little freak like this.
Yeah.
So you said it like feels like it's made of spiderweb and it's like constantly shifting spiderweb.
Yeah.
Does it feel like it could support spiders living in it?
Absolutely.
So like if Tero just like goes around and finds spiders, you can just invite them to live in his armor.
You get a sense his armor is made from like webs, and then condensed into like an actual physical material. Well, webs are yeah, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Right. Nice.
So are you gonna have like those little like funnel jumpers up in your armpits and stuff?
Oh,
Ugh.
Yeah, and then you can just like hold up a hand and just be like, "Excuse me, friend, would you go check down that hallway for me?" And then just a spider just crawls up out of his sleeve. And just, yeah.
But yeah, he gives you, Ceryndor gives you all these items.
Thank you so much for your generosity.
yeah, it's very generous. I imagine that you want something in return, but I think we're kind of of the same mind, where we're just against.
I ask that you aid me in restoring the balance of these lands. The nature is corrupted from his reign. You may have seen it in your travels. Some of my followers have been dismantling their industries, so to speak.
Right, so what are the no buttons so that we know not to push them?
Don't harm nature needlessly.
Right, what about them big spider trees?
They will not harm
Did those count as spiders?
Ceryndor just smiles.
I imagine that was fully Tero's voice, just very excited.
It's like in spoilers for Naruto, a 20-year-old series.
Yeah.
The part in Naruto where Toby's voice drops to Madara's, just like kidding. It's just as I expected. Tero's voice dropped an entire octave. All of a sudden.
Ceryndor doesn't respond. He just smiles.
I'm gonna find out. Go, my friends.
As I said, my followers have been some of my more fanatical followers have been dismantling portions of the Rime King's industry to restore the balance. All I ask is that you aid in these endeavors if you can, and aid in putting a stop to the Dominion's spread and influence.
And how will we know your followers?
You have seen them before. They attacked the mines when you were there.
Well, yeah.
Listen, I've definitely been paying attention this whole time.
He
I don't know everyone in the group, and then he like throws his eyes towards Beauty. I don't know if everyone in the group.
Right. They are tall, shaggy, white hair, antlers growing from their heads. They are
Right. Obviously, yeah.
Abraham pulls out
Right.
his like sketchbook. Yeah, we've been admiring the
They
artwork.
are frost giants gifted with lycanthropy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Right. No, and that's we basically said it at the same time.
And the symbols you've been seeing are crude symbols that they fashion of me, of my true form. And the true form is of him is what you saw in the mural outside this room. For the people that weren't here, it was like a huge. Let me describe it actually for you all, because his true form is nuts. Yeah, you all saw it on a mural. A colossal godlike entity. The head is a wolf skull draped in dark green moss. Antlers overgrown by curtains of vines and flora. The eye socket, since Sam mentioned Naruto, it's really funny. The eye sockets glow with 3 golden eyes arranged in a triangular pattern similar to the Sharingan. Like the pupils are like the Sharingan. A wolf's eye at the top, a deer's eye at the bottom left, and a great horned owl's eye at the bottom right. The bipedal body is a blend of human and wolf, wrapped in thick, coarse, dark brown hide. Snow-dusted pine trees sprout from its back and shoulders like a cloak, and its long, muscular arms end in clawed humanoid hands. Powerful legs bent at the knee like a werewolf's taper into cloven hooves. So the true form is just this weird, like, Nordic, inspired almost, weird mishmash of beasts. And that is his true form. But yes. You mentioned that the things you saw attack the Frost Iron Mines while you're there are his fanatical followers. Frost Giants gifted with lycanthropy.
Wait, nearby, there was another Mind Flayer that was killed, and I didn't know if it was your folks that did it, or if it was, them that were there before. I guess I'm a little curious if you have any context as to what happened to that other Mind Flayer.
I do not.
Alright. Thanks.
My followers only harm those who harm nature needlessly, or take more than they need, or corrupt nature, destroy it, bend it, taint it.
Being as he's kind of keeping on with that thread for a bit, is he blowing any smoke up my ass regarding that?
Make an insight check.
Okay. Classic Abe. 3.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
I mean, checks out.
I think
Alright.
at this point, Samira is trying to sneak out back to the surface.
Okay. You're not. None of the pack will stop you. Ceryndor won't stop you.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone can. The pack knew you were kind of uncomfortable coming down here, so they probably just let you get some fresh air.
Alright, so
Great.
before join my comrade, I know it's it's a few more days, but is there gonna be a party?
Unfortunately, no.
Right, guys. Alright, fine. Alright. No, fair game.
Once I'm freed, perhaps.
Oh.
And if the balance is restored between nature and
Right, well, I'm taking
Yes.
that as a promise. Right. Thanks. We'll do what we do. I'll do what I do.
Grumbar the werebore is like, oh, when we're all free from this shit and we can actually relax once the Dominion's dealt with, oh fuck, we're gonna party so fucking hard. You should see what we do when we party.
I should.
You get a sense this is a very
Rightfully ominous.
you get a sense this is a very pagan
Yeah.
not religion, because there's no they're not worshiping a god here, they just serve this entity. He mentioned earlier that the artifacts he's given you all were what his champions used to fight the gods when they came here to do things. You get a sense that he does not like the gods very much.
Nice. I dig it.
And you get a sense you could probably push him on that and get more context if you needed it. But yeah, you get a sense he's not a fan of the gods, and based on what you know from Thalasseria and the Rime King and how the worship of gods are outlawed, it might be a common thread amongst these guardians. And he did mention there are others on the other continents as well. That were, yeah. Anything else?
No, I mean, honestly, this has been pretty fruitful endeavor for us. I just wanted to say thanks for being so chill, and we're gonna keep an eye out for any of your followers, and also we're gonna do our best to give anyone what for. So
We are
Yeah.
in. You got anything here? We
Um,
want us to leave it. Want us to, leave you here for a bit.
no, it's all right. I get a sense I could. No.
Abraham's gonna do one of those
It's just me not knowing what Lex would want to do. So
yeah.
no, I think we're good here.
All right. Thanks again. You got a good vibe.
I do my best.
Good vibes.
And then he
Let's do it.
looks at Tero again. How are her machinations? Is she all right?
Mm-hmm.
I have not spoken to her in some time. Perfect.
It turns blink, 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 blink.
He looks to the lycanthropes. You may show them out. And he closes his eyes, and the vines just over his form again. And the lycanthropes start to escort you all back to the surface.
As they're going up, Abraham's gonna saddle up next to Tero for a second. I said this before, but you got kind of a different look in your eye today, so I think I'll say it again. When I was by myself in that church, when all of you went down, I thought that was it, and then you like got up and finished that fight with me.
Mm-hmm.
How do I say this? I owed you one, so anything, anytime, you got a favor from me. No questions asked.
Oh, I don't like keeping track of favors between friends. We're pals. We don't need to keep a tally. We take care of each other.
Of course. But still. Alright? That's all.
Okay.
After remaining behind for a couple seconds, like knowing there was a lean-in conversation you didn't want to interrupt, Scooch is going to also go up to Tero and just lean in and be like, listen, man, I don't know who she is, but if she's got machinations, I'll take a little bit of them sandwich cookies. I just love them, those tiny little cookies. I don't know who she is.
Macarons, machination.
That's good.
But if you have extra, I mean, I don't want to take yours, but I'm saying if there's any way, I just love those little sandwich cookies. I think they're just pretty great, nice and fluffy. Get a good shell on them. What you got? Oh, okay. I think we see each other. I think we're seeing eye to eye. I think if the opportunity comes up, we'll just keep this rolling. We'll keep it rolling. We'll cool. All right. Well, I mean, lemon's my favorite. And then he walks away.
The lycanthropes eventually lead you all to the surface.
Love a good lemon machination.
Oh. You're all led to the surface, just outside the altar of the moon. The slab from the altar closes behind. And Aranar, the snow leopard lycanthrope, looks to Samira. I'm sorry if that didn't go how you wanted it to.
I don't mean to be rude, but one of y'all said I could talk to my brother down there, and that was the only reason I went down there. And I couldn't. And instead, I learned something even worse about him and myself. So I'm gonna need you to take a few paces back.
They do so.
Thank you. I'm not really happy right now with y'all. So I would very much like to just be left alone for a couple minutes. Okay?
Understood. And they disappear into the wilderness.
And because that was the first time Samira has been underground without Sumaji since the incident.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time, she's actually finding herself having to breathe.
Okay.
And, like, feeling a semblance of a racing heartbeat as her mind just goes into panic mode. And she tries to just remember what it feels like to feel grounded and alive and whole
Okay.
again. And so she's just like leaning against a tree, I think.
Okay.
Back to the table. Not having a fun time.
You can blame Lex if you want.
I do. All the
I
time.
would say Penny Pup would have stayed with you.
Mm-hmm.
Might walk with the other guys if you needed space, but just Penny will stay there.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a point where like she reaches out for Petty, expecting there to be like fur, and then it's just like cold metal, and then she like pulls back a little bit. It's like, sorry, girl,
Okay.
not right now. And I think by the time everyone else comes back out, she turns around and
Yeah, you'd be seeing everybody
See
else
them.
exit at this point.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's a trip.
Yeah.
How you doing, Masquerade? Stupid question. I meant how you doing right now.
Just calming.
Yeah, what was up with
Myself.
them saying that you could talk to Samaji and then
Probably just a misunderstanding, them not fully knowing what was going on with him.
right?
Promises they didn't know they couldn't keep.
I mean, yeah. What'd you get for a constellation prize? I got this thing. It's not really my vibe, but it looks real nice. I mean, look at it. Oh,
I mean, I feel like you tend to get into some more punching matches than most people who are more artistically inclined. You know, I think it's because a lot of people are talking when they should be listening to you. That's what I think.
oh, thanks. I mean, I got a lot of passions, I suppose. You know, get kind of mixed up. No, I don't always know what direction to take them. Sometimes it's office.
Yeah, I suppose that's for true.
I do think it's funny though that it's like the like Three Wolf Moon necklace. But what you got? A hammer?
Well, now this is not just any hammer. Now I can see why you would think this is functionally kind of strange, but this is not just a hammer. This is and he starts like spinning it over in one hand, throwing it from back and forth. This is a precise instrument meant for the demolition of those who would get in our way. And he like throws it behind his back over to a tree, and then it comes back.
That's sort of bear's roar, and there's like a lightning.
What?
This is a precision tool.
Right. Let's find some big nails.
I mean, isn't any tool sort of like a hammer? You can use almost anything to whack something with another thing. So kind of everything's a hammer, depending on how you use it.
Yeah, everybody's just stunned like right now.
I think I broke
What?
Blanche.
Blaze is just like, I mean that.
And there's like
Jeff?
three like there's like three or four basic machines, and those are a wedge. Everything's not a hammer.
Wedge,
Not a hammer. Everything's just. He just kind of walks.
a wedge, a screw, a pulley, a lever.
Yeah, no, you got pulleys.
I just screw a pulley lever. Well, one could argue that a screw is kind of a wedge.
I think a screw is part of the 6 simple machines.
Yeah.
The initial 4.
They're
Isn't
added-
a screw a screw is a complex machine because it's an axle combined with a inclined plane.
Oh, an axle, a pulley,
There.
a wedge. and
I
a
added it to your
lever.
character sheet, Sam.
Thank you.
Since I forgot.
All
He
right.
starts walking. Not everything's a hammer. Not everything's a hammer.
No,
I'm
everything's
gonna
a
lean
hammer.
over to Abe.
Go.
Everything's a hammer.
Well, no. I can say that anything can be a nail when you got a hammer. Alright,
You could say Crearyn is the nail to your hammer.
What does that mean?
That wasn't for you. Stop butting in.
How you?
Yeah. I don't think we want to make it that intimate. I think we're still at level 1 with that one. But yeah. Yeah. Crearyn, we gotta figure that one out.
Yeah. Speaking of, I gotta tell you something based on from a couple days ago.
I was right, wasn't I? You found something out. He's against us. I knew it.
Well, no, not about that. About
Okay, yeah. So
other-
you guys can have this conversation privately. I guess Crearyn's just gonna wander off.
Yeah.
I might have to talk to
No,
Lex
that-
about making another character.
No. It's fine.
No.
Cause yeah,
Well, I haven't talked to him, but I was.
Oh, and,
I do genuinely like Crearyn.
and for context,
Yeah.
the Crearyn's pronouns are they them.
Right.
They
yeah.
them, yeah. I
I
do
would-
genuinely like Crearyn. I hope I
Well-
hope Lex keeps them.
I've heard some information about them. I think I have a way in.
But what you got? What you got, Masquerade?
Maybe when we sit down for camp, it's a little touchy. Just a little something that maybe I should be sitting down for and just. Are we camping here? I don't know what's going on.
Well, how much time do we have left in the day?
Like
What we got?
3 hours
Is
before
it even
sunset.
light out right now?
Sun's up still.
Sun's up. I mean, we could probably make it to Nelduin from here. No,
We
Oh,
can't make
definitely
it to
not.
Nelduin.
no. Yeah.
Where are we gonna go after this? Do we even know where we're going after this?
I mean, we might still be able. I mean, this was quick enough. We didn't have to wait for no festival or the event. So we might be able to make it to Volkill in time if we still want to do that. It seems a bit risky, but
We lost a whole day. Maybe we should just go back to the Vanguard.
I mean, it is cold here, but I don't think these heads are gonna last forever.
Also, because Tero, Sam, and Caleb weren't here, the deed you all found, it's been labeled on the map Kaltorak Manor. It is a manor that belonged to the original founder of the Rime's End Vanguard, and the deed mentioned experiments there by the Vanguard using the remains of Thalasserian's only ever whelp, whose skull is in the Vanguard headquarters. And the Dominion took over the manor when Kaltorak died, and in the deed it says they are basing the Vanguard's experiments as like the basis of their experiments for the Dominion's weird shit they've been doing.
So everyone's doing experiments?
Well, the Vanguard were at that manor, and then when the founder died, the Dominion took it over and found all this shit out, as the deed said.
Based all their experiments on experiments they had.
Yeah, they used the basis of what the Vanguard was doing with the remains to do what they're doing with the weird, like, blue blood you've all been kind of coming across.
Gotcha.
Now that everyone is here, I can give the context to that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I see you want to leave me in suspense. Not that I think everyone can hear us over here, but alright, we'll wait till later. You want to help me get in a fight before then? Like, we gotta find something.
We're in the shadow-touched wilds. There's bound to be something we run into.
Right, but we can't. We just got to have that conversation. We can't just pick fights with nature out there.
Who says it's gotta be nature? There's things other than other lycanthropes and tree spiders.
Yeah, you'd remember those weird craters that are everywhere that you hear whispers coming out of. There's undead that are been told to roam this forest. All sorts of stuff.
Right. Alright,
We
let's
could
get
just
back to
wander
the
around
group.
until something attacks us.
Oh, no. We should have a direction. We should figure out where we want to go as a group. Whether we head back to the Vanguard or snoop in on the, Volkiel stuff.
What do you think? Let's step back. You good? You're muted.
I'll... Sorry. I'll be good in a bit. Just need a distraction.
Right. Alright.
See that? And he, puts his arms up like this as he's stretching and then just heads back to the group. Just kind of saunters.
I'll say with the conversations and everything and this whole kind of relaxation going on at the altar, would be enough time for people to attune to things if they need to.
Oh, yes. Tero, by the way, have you ever seen someone put on a shirt under another shirt?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what you're looking
yeah.
at with Tero putting on his armor. It's just the arms get dragged into the big shirt, and he just, yanks the armor up underneath the hem like this, and then there's just a lot of just lumps appearing all over the place in every direction. Yeah. And then, he finally kind of just, pops the armholes back out and then starts on the pants, and then just you can see it underneath the, anytime he moves.
It's cold out here, so yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's fair.
Now Tero can walk on up solid vertical surfaces on ceilings with keeping.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be so unnerving. Whenever we're walking down a hallway, he's gonna be walking on the wall sideways next to everybody, just perpendicular, so his head is right next to somebody else's.
Yeah, you all can attune to your stuff if you'd like.
Sick. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely attune to my cloak.
And then when I get updated character art, feel free to add these to your descriptions if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Tero's still wearing the...
Yeah, Tero's probably going to look the same.
Look exactly the same.
It's probably just gonna have more assorted silvered weapons that are not necessarily
Just a
weapons,
bandolier of
just on
silver
the belt.
knives.
Just bandolier of just silver chalices or any silverware actually.
But yeah, I'd
Anything
say
silver.
that after the hour of everyone attuning and having their conversations and whatnot, you can tell the sun is beginning to set, but it hasn't fully set yet.
So, where do we go from here?
That's a good question. Should we make camp and then chat it out?
You two have returned to the group, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Abraham returned to the group earlier. And yeah.
Okay.
What you all think? Blanche?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I feel like we can get up to some. I think we can get up to some mischief a little bit. I think we've been playing it safe and cautious, but I think we can get up to a little bit of mischief, and I think we can, take steps towards. Excuse me. I think we can take steps towards making balance happen. I'm a little. I'm being quite honest. I'm a little inspired. I'm a little inspired by this place all around us too.
Yeah. I mean, we could try to head up. I don't think I've ever been. Maybe I've been through it. Has Abraham been through Tundrathel?
You all would have been through Tundrathel, but in the prison wagon.
Okay. Okay.
So, yes, but wouldn't have seen anything.
Kind of knocked out. Yeah.
Yeah, the path that you guys would have taken when you were apprehended pre-campaign would have been Volkill, Tundrathil, Nelduin, and that way.
I mean, I've got some connections in Volkill. I think we would have the place to stay with, the smuggling connections I got in town. But I mean, we could start on our way south of Grey Lake, just head right into Tundradale.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't want to stop by a town, we don't have to.
Right, well, Netherwind's a ruin, so.
That's true. But I mean, people tend to go and start to mix things up. I guess you're right.
I mean, it's free real estate at this point, so some people might have already plunked down. Though,
Very true.
That's
might
just,
ju-
no, I think we stay. Yeah, I think you're right. South of Grey Lake, we'll go rest of Thunderfell and then Volkill. Yeah, it sounds. I apologize. This is early. These early days just get to me.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that sun's going down.
No. Nelduin was when were you guys in Nelduin? You guys were in Nelduin, just to get a context for how long it's been. Today is the 20th. You guys were left on the 12th, so it's been 8 days.
Yeah, I said a week. It's only off by 1 day. Yes.
Nice.
So there's probably still worm activity going on investigating what the fuck happened.
Oh yeah.
You all would probably get a good idea of that there's probably people scoping through that shit. It's only been a week? Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely stick to south of Grey Lake if we're going east.
I will also say, based on how you've seen the roads so far and how the towns are so spread apart and how the roads aren't really maintained, and there's only those trail markers to signify where the road is. Tundra travel is certainly possible, but it might be a little more difficult, and survival may be required, and there may be things encountered in the wilds that you would not encounter on roads.
That kind of sounds fun right now.
I know.
For me?
Just saying.
Just for me.
Yeah. I've been watching some stuff, and I got some really good ideas how to play with survival mechanics.
Cool. Alright, well, that's my thoughts. What do y'all think?
I'm a little wary of Volkill just because of our, recent encounter on the road with he who shall not be named.
Yeah.
For those of you that weren't there, they encountered the Rime King.
Ooh.
Yeah, he kind of showed up right on the doorstep after we might have killed a mayor or something.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks
Yeah.
cool.
Well,
He does.
I saw the art,
sick.
yeah.
I do think that I think we should, on our way, maybe look for ways to disguise ourselves. You think that's fair?
I think it's necessary.
I don't mean to interrupt, but it did seem like the Rime King had a mental connection with Samira and was able to sense where they were.
Right, yeah, and if that's true, then we're all bungled anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just bringing it up. It seems like a
Now, that
liability.
seems-
Seems like a liability.
Right, that seems smart, right? So, I mean, if they always got their eyes on Samira, or able to, that is. I mean, Samira, yeah, your liability. Get out here. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
All right, see you guys.
I'm joking.
I'll just
Get
wander
back
into the
here.
wilderness.
I would just like to know. I'm curious as to why.
As to why, what?
Why there's a connection.
And I think
You
you
know-
gotta put in a couple more hours before you get a question done. Although I guess you are the Vanguard, check in.
I'm sure that's something the Vanguard would not want to know about. Or if they knew about it, it wouldn't go down so well.
Yeah. So are you gonna tell them anything?
Of course
Gonna
not.
be a snitch?
I'm not. Why do I even
Right,
try
yeah.
talking with you people?
Right, we'll shelve it. We'll shelve it for a bit. We'll put in a bit of time. Maybe we'll get into like a scuffle with something, and we can, fight stuff together. It's good bonding, right? We haven't fought nothing together. That's why we haven't had a bond, right? Let's just
Well, you two
get in
did
a
team
scrap.
up. You two did team up on me unfairly.
Get out here. Come on. Let's get in a fight. Not between us, against something. That's what we need.
All right, lead the way.
I mean, it's getting. I mean, you saw Scooch. Scooch's getting tired. not
It's cool.
not tonight.
It's fine. It's cool, man. Just dog. He kind of climbs and then low crouches.
You can hear like the trees creaking and groaning in the breeze.
He gets on top of Penny's back and just like low crouches and just. It's cool, man. We can go as long as we need to.
The sun continues to get lower and lower.
Bird head just. Woo. It's fine.
Well,
Cool.
I think it's been a busy day. A lot has happened. Let's make camp here, where we know there are people of friendly, we say, dispositions toward us, and we camp in the morning, get an early start.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right. Well, them's to eat, and we'll just relax. Anybody know any games?
There is a game that people play at the Vanguard called Oyster Bowl. There is another game called Farkle, but I don't think anyone would want to play that.
I know a game.
Oh yeah.
Is there a stump nearby?
Oh, absolutely.
Tero would go and like make his way over and just kind of plop down in front of the stump so his legs are on either side of it. So he's like sitting up, just like legs spread, and then he just smacks his hand down on top of the stump with his fingers spread wide, pulls out one of the silver knives, and just starts doing.
I've got
Oh,
all
God.
my fingers. The
Slide a
blade
hand.
goes chop, chop,
Go
chop.
slide a hand check.
All right. He's not trained in sleight of hand.
Oh no.
15.
Yeah.
See, just like that.
You mind if I
I've seen
give
this
it-
game before.
Yeah, can't give it a try.
Yeah, sure. Here you go. Here's the knife.
I do have proficiency in sleight of hand.
Oh.
Mm.
All right, sleight of hand check. As you, Abraham
Wait a minute,
walks
this
up and
seems
does it.
easier for you.
No. He wouldn't have had a middle finger for the profile.
Oh,
if that were
yeah,
the case.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Ah.
He's got full digits.
Yeah. All right, here we go. 17. He
Just
like you see him twiddle the blade between his fingers before starting, and then just goes, yeah, I think I've done this before. And he calls upon one of the memories of his dad. That kind of one of the ones that he absorbed when eating his dad's brain, and is able to just kind of tap into that muscle memory.
All right.
Can I try my hand at that?
He'll like flip it over in his fingers, and then flip it out and with like handle towards you.
She takes it like without any special flourish,
Mhm.
and then just like kneels down across from where Tero was, plops her hand down, and starts doing it.
Sleight of hand
Let's
check.
see.
I want somebody to fail this so I can ask a cool question. Okay. 17.
Also a 17.
Nice.
Nice.
I think the way Samira does it is a lot more. It's not as flashy. She like kind of locks in the way a preteen / teenager would when learning this trick for the first time.
Okay.
Because it's something she used to do with the circus as
Cool.
teenagers.
Anybody
Wow.
else playing Five Finger Fillet?
Wow, you're natural.
It's been a while, but muscle memory and all that. Jeez, I haven't done that in years.
I think it's a little too important that I keep my hands
Right? Yeah.
protected.
Crearyn, why don't you come over and try it out?
Actually, do you think Penny could? You think Penny got? No.
Penny
Does
definitely
Penny
wouldn't
have
have.
opposable
Penny
thumbs?
definitely wouldn't have the dexterity to do that.
Also, just like ting, ting, ting.
It's all the same arc every time. Does not move or change.
But also, just like is made of metal, so it doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Crearyn
just like-
will approach. Gets a 14.
Respectable.
Doesn't hit any fingers or anything. Gets up. So this is what we're doing for the evening.
I mean, not a scratch. I can tell
I
you're
mean-
bored.
Do you have whatever oyster cup you were talking about?
No, I just said it was a game that we played at the Vanguard.
Oh. Are there any like materials that you need, or do you just need a knife in your fingers?
Oyster shells and the specific game
Oh.
set.
Alright, I'm doing portraits. How about it? Who wants one first?
Well, you already got one of me.
That's alright. I'll do. No one? That's fine.
Sorry, baby. I'm just thinking. Just keep thinking about something. You pulled out. There's a small gem worth like 10 gold. Listen, I got plenty of cash. Anybody got anything like I don't know, about 10 times this value or 10 times this worth size. I don't know
what?
what I'm here.
What is
What was he holding up?
It's a gold. It's a gem worth 10 gold. So it's like it's small, but like beautiful, but like smallish.
Are
Like
you eating a crunch wrap? I'm so sorry.
Maybe.
Tero just randomly pulls out a crunch wrap supreme and starts eating it.
I would not be surprised.
Just out from on. Just read. His arms go into his shirt, and then they pop up like from the collar of his shirt. Just a crunch wrap supreme comes out.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Caleb. Sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. That's totally worthy interruption. Yeah, just like yeah. I don't know, man. You guys just
Well-
looking for something. I keep thinking about it. I got this idea I wanted to try out.
Oh, well, I mean,
I just don't think it's gonna do it.
it depends on what you use it for, because, like, I mean, this thing, his necklace that he's got, I mean, that's like, it looks like a pearl that's been.
No, man, that ain't gonna do it. It's got to be a gem, of some kind.
What if
Oh,
you had
pearls
10
not
gems?
gems?
Like,
Did I think of that wrong? Are pearls not gems?
I mean, they are kinda, but not. It's not exactly the same.
Wait. Oh, that's right. Pearls are rocks.
Kinda, but
You see Abraham just kind of mull that one over for a bit. Yeah, so I don't think I can help you.
okay. I keep thinking about it. I keep thinking about ways to make penny. You know?
do you need like one gem, or can you have like 9 more of those?
I think it's gotta be one gem, honestly.
It's gonna be a little tougher to find.
Like a gem or a crystal.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm just thinking about it. It's cool.
Does your new hammer double as a pickaxe?
I can smash the shit out of most stuff. I'll just be looking for it, you know. Just keeping the head on a swivel, that's all.
Awesome.
The trees creak and groan a little more audibly in the breeze. The sun is now completely set, so it is now dark in the forest in the campsite.
Can I try to figure out what the source of the increased wind is? Is there like a storm blowing in?
Make a nature check.
Not survival?
No,
13.
just natural wind.
Okay. Is there any there's shelter here, right? Or not really?
Well, Crearyn has set up their 2-person tent that they found
Okay,
at the
yeah.
wood camp.
Mm-hmm.
But like the trees here in this specific area,
It's-
especially around the altar is a clearing, so the moonlight can come down. In terms of shelter, there's like trees everywhere.
Okay. So, okay. Trees are acting like a buffer from the wind. Gotcha.
Essentially, yeah.
Cool.
And you didn't see any like beds or anything in the altar when you were down there, so you can probably assume the pack that is around probably at all times, they probably like just live in the vicinity somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get a sense that it's probably safe to not need a shelter when you're near the altar.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Hey, Tero. I know you're munching on your crunch wrap over there. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. Did you know Hammer Space has a Taco Bell in it?
What's a Taco Bell?
Never mind. What's your question?
Um. Oh, what was the guy we were talking to?
Ceryndor?
The Ceryndor?
Like the guy in the
Okay.
altar?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ceryndor.
Ceryndor. Thank you. You know, Ceryndor mentioned something about you back in there.
Which
Um.
bit?
Uh. Kind of mentioned that there was like a dark goddess about you. Anything you want to share about that, or
Mm, not at the moment, no.
no? You're not gonna turn on us if she asks you to, or
Why would I turn on you? You're all my friends. You're my favorite people.
I know we're your friends, but also uh, just wanna we're still learning about each other and all that, so just wanted to didn't want to air out your dirty laundry if you're not wanting to share it. Just was curious about it. Wanted to ask.
Mm. Well, you have to be careful these days. What with well, you know what they say: don't talk about politics and religion, especially in the Rime Kingdom.
True, yeah. Yeah, definitely frowned upon to talk about religion other than the Rhyme King.
Or politics. No one seems here. No one seems to like open elections around here.
Yeah, I don't think there's been an open election in the last, 300-400 years,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
roughly.
Imagine.
Maybe we can change that.
Maybe.
I don't
Well,
know.
I think that's for other people.
I mean, who knows? We might be those other people, depending on how things
Right.
go.
I mean, that's right now. I'm all about, and I think we should be focused on tearing down systems and leave it to other people to build them up. Though, I mean, if you got good ideas, pack them away. Yeah, especially if it would prevent something like this happening again.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Yeah. Maybe someone would listen to us if we played a big part.
Definitely. There's something that some of you might have picked up on, and I was talking with Abe about it earlier, and I feel like maybe now's a good time to get it all out in the open. You know how he was mentioning the umbral rift, and like that's a place where people go when they die.
Yeah.
I think I've been there before.
Okay.
Are you saying you reincarnated? Your reincarnation?
No, I mean maybe, but it's more like I don't know exactly how it happened, but my basic understanding is that instead of getting put into the loom like he was talking about, I was caught kind of like ripped out like a loose thread and shoved back in my body, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. The way that it was talking about that loom, it seemed a bit like a crucible, you know? Big funnel and things would pass through. Anyway, you were saying sorry.
Um,
So you skipped out on the loom.
I mean, I don't think willingly. I don't know if I had any control over it, but I think I ain't fully dead.
Okay.
Now, don't hold it against me, but I'm not entirely shocked
I
about
mean,
this
it's.
information.
I think I knew it for a long time, and it makes sense. But like, I was kind of hoping it wasn't true. I was just like in that state of denial about.
Well, how does it feel? Like not good, or
It feels like I have an answer to a question I didn't even know I should have been asking.
yeah, that's
Or
not good or bad. Hmm.
yeah,
But you want to talk through some stuff with us, or be left alone with your thoughts? Because that is a tough one.
um, I think I might want to talk with Mama um, before she knows more about this. She knows more about this kind of thing,
You need
being
paper for
from.
you
No,
need
I
paper for a
just wanna.
letter or something. And he goes split it through his
She doesn't
sketchbook.
really respond to letters. More prayers and oh, things of that nature.
Right, yeah.
Uh,
Which one?
geez,
The
Mama. No, not my mama. You guys all saw my mother. Uh, G's mom was Mama, and
oh, that's a weird dynamic. The cheese. So your mother took cheese body. So is cheese mother gonna be
I,
upset about that? That seems a little encroaching, no?
I think it's more that she was trying to preserve G's body, and she was the first one who was able to come here to get it. I,
Uh,
his mama might have been caught up in something and couldn't make it, but she was able to use her get out of hell free card for the year to keep him safe.
need any help?
No, I've got ways of reaching out to her.
I,
She'll send
I'm,
some kind of sign or message if she can.
I'm gonna sleep.
Yeah,
You just holler. Let me know if you need anything.
yeah, definitely.
Right, he goes.
Okay. Crearyn is long passed out in their two-person tent, nice and warm.
Abraham sneaks in and becomes Big Spoon. No, no.
Anyone keeping watch then?
Yeah, I can do the first one. Oh.
So Scooch first, Tero second. Okay. All right, Scooch, it's you and Penny in the campsite. You're near the altar. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's the only portion of the forest you've seen so far where there's actually like a clearing in the canopy, so the mint-green moonlight is actually like shining down into the clearing and making it look like quite a serene sort of setting.
Oh, then it is just throwing it up as high as he can in the air. And then just comes back in the hand.
And it only makes the noise and the lightning if it strikes something.
Yeah, the goal is to not hit something.
Yeah, so there's no like lots of noise. It's just silently it flies through the air and then comes back to your to yourself.
Fucking annoying if there was.
Scooch, we're all trying to sleep.
Oh shoot, man! I'm sorry. I turned down. Down the volume. My bad. My bad.
Make a perception check, Scooch.
Perception. Rolling. 13.
Just the wind, and in the far, far, far distance in the forest, you can hear the noises of a distant pack of wolves howling.
Right on.
That's about it.
Penny and I maybe do a couple mods on her.
Okay.
Just a couple things, I think. Yeah, Penny, I think I'm gonna get you a friend. Yeah, you want a friend, Penny? Yeah, I think I can make you a friend.
Okay. Your watch would be uneventful, aside from whatever you choose to do.
Fly up into a tree, like perch up there.
Okay.
See what I can see out there. Part of it. Let her go into a new thing that I've modded is that her eyes will flip from and it'll be red light that comes out of her eyes.
Okay.
Like red search mode.
Okay. Yeah, nothing stands out. It's a quiet night. Aside from the distant pack of wolves. Or something else. But genuinely, nothing really happens.
Said wolves?
Yeah, like, it sounds like the distant howling of a pack of wolves, like really far away.
That far away. I'm not gonna work. Okay, yep, I'm not gonna worry about it.
All right.
And when Tero comes to relieve me, there's a pretty good tree for climbing for a lot of good footholds, but yeah, nothing too much. There's a pack of wolves out there, but I'm gonna go get some shut eye. Do you want Penny to stay up with you?
Sure. And a tree. Tero will walk over to the tree, and then it's really funny that Scooch mentioned foothold because he just walks to it and just David Bowie style leans back, puts a foot on the trunk, and then just walks up the side of the tree.
Tero, you also get the benefits of a long rest because you only do transfer 4 hours.
Yep. And then
Samira, you'd get the benefits too right now, but yeah.
Quick question.
Yes.
About the being on the tree.
Yeah.
Can Tero sit down cross-legged sideways on the tree?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So he's just sitting down cross-legged, but like fully horizontal.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
I like how, like, because his clothing is so saggy, it's just like hanging.
hanging sideways too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, no, he's gonna be sitting sideways over it, but like letting like with his legs off the edge and just like kicking his feet,
Perfect.
but like as though he's sitting on a log, but it's completely sideways.
Scooch did some stuff during his watch. Are you doing anything specifically, or just sitting here and watching and listening?
Tero is up in this tree, and I don't know if it's too cold for there to be bugses around. But he is just kind of like reaching out down towards the ground with his hands and over the tree, and just like singing a little enticing lullaby for spiders to come to him.
For the purpose of this, I would like you to make me a perception check.
Okay.
Come, little spiders, I'll take thee away.
Yep. 18 perception.
You're talking to what spiders may lurk beneath the ground. But it is not the spiders that lurk beneath the ground that answer your call. It is the spider you sit upon.
Oh, that wasn't a tree.
And you just feel it shift slightly.
Hello.
And you look up, and nestled within the canopy of the tree, just pushing out from the camouflage of the pine boughs, is the head, that monstrous head of a spider you saw with like the lamprey-like mouth and the long proboscis that droops out. Hello.
Hello. Lovely to meet you. Big fan of your work.
Thank you.
I hope you don't mind me sitting on your leg here.
No, you friend.
Yes. I do like my friends. And you are a very good friend.
Just pats the leg he's sitting on.
Yeah, and as you touch it, like with actual like flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not bark. It is like weird carapace.
Mm-hmm.
It feels so closely to bark, but with the context you have now, there is a slight warmth to it,
Mm.
and it's a little bristly.
Mm-hmm. Are you having a good night?
Of course, not many people speak to us.
Well, I am happy to speak to you. You're a lovely friend.
Thank you. What is your name?
My name is Tero. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Are you hungry?
Well, I ate. Thank you, though. Are you hungry?
I'm in the process of hunting.
Oh, are you?
And Tero's gonna like lean out and try and see if he can spot the proboscis. Like,
Yeah, you see the proboscis like drooping down, and it's like snaking through the snow. Like it looks like a large snake is slithering beneath the snow as it moves along.
mm-hmm. Like a snow Dianoga.
Yeah, just
Oh, well, best of luck in your hunt. I hope you find
close
something
to
good.
finding something.
Oh, are you?
Someone wandered a little too far off the path.
Oh.
And you hear like a distant yelp from like a person, and then silence.
Well, that wasn't very smart of them, was it?
No. It's their fault they stink of meat.
Hmm. They should really work on that.
And you just see like a bloody heap being dragged through the snow, lifted up into the air, kind of like in front of your face, and you just see this person, like it's a worm in their armor and everything,
Oh.
and the helmet's a bit askew, and you can see their faces like in a shocked expression, like frozen in the moment of their death, and they just get pulled up into the mouth, armor and all, and just blended up into a viscous goo that just kind of rains down across you and dripping down the leg of this creature. Delicious. I hate them. I hate them so much. They taint our forests and our lands. Do you hate them too?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
How many have you claimed?
You know, I don't keep count.
Me neither.
I prefer to live in the moment.
Me as well.
And this is why we're friends.
Of course. Tero.
Yes, and you... Sorry, I didn't ask. You have a name.
No, we are many. Don't have names.
Hmm.
Will you give me one?
Would you like one?
Sure, friend.
I think I'm going to name you Terry.
Terry. I like it. I will let the others know you are friend.
I look forward to meeting more friends.
They kind of tilt their head down to the sleeping people.
Mm-hmm.
Are they your friends as well, or are they food?
They are my friends.
Okay. We will not harm you or your friends while you walk these woods.
I very much appreciate that. Actually, I do feel bad about the fact that we have such enticing almost food sitting right underneath you. If you would keep an eye on my friends, I could go see if I could find some to lure off the path for you.
That sounds lovely. I will wait here.
All right. Take good care of them for me.
And the head just...
it's just some new person to guard our bodies.
Yeah.
The,
It's not a person. It's a 50-foot tall
It's a
spider
friend.
monster.
Tero, make an
It's a
insight...
50-foot tall
Tero,
new friend.
make an insight check.
Okay. 14.
14. You get a sense, if you're not back quick enough, they might not fully snack on somebody, but they might attempt to. If you take
They
too
might
long.
nibble?
If you take too long.
Okay. All right. All right.
Penny is there and watching.
Samira is also fully conscious at this point, though just not on watch.
No,
So,
this is Tero's moment. And also, Penny doesn't have high enough passive perception to sense these things. These things are strange.
fair.
Yeah, I also don't think Samira
That's a very
is
fair point. I'm just saying before a body got drug off.
Oh yeah, if someone starts getting dragged off, things are going to get noticed. But yeah,
Yeah.
that would be lovely, friend. And its head disappears back, and it kind of goes back into its camouflage state, so it just looks like a cluster of trees again.
Yeah. Tero will clamber his way down and then start making his way off through the woods, trying to see if he can find anyone.
Make another perception check for me.
Okay. 10 is almost a nat
10.
1.
You do hear like hushed voices,
Ooh.
coming from like a path through the forest.
Mhm.
Do you follow the noise?
Yeah, quietly.
Stealth check with advantage because it's dark out.
27.
Of course. As you creep through the forest, you feel that there's that breeze that's going through the forest again.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you're attuned to the armor, when you hear this breeze, you hear voices. Oh, that's the friend. Oh, let them pass quietly, peacefully, nicely. And you kind of get the idea that there may be a lot of this forest might just be these things at all times. And that breeze in this forest is just their voices, how they communicate.
This armor was ridiculously powerful in this particular location.
Indeed. As you kind of get closer to
Tero's like, I'm gonna live here. This is great. I'm gonna build a house in these woods.
this is just why not? As you creep through the forest,
Come at me, worm. Come at me, everybody.
right?
What's gonna happen?
Instead of like the hobbits with the Ents attacking the fortress, like Isengard, it's Tero and these spider things.
Mm-hmm.
You eventually
As
follow.
the Rime King gets caught in a web.
Oh, you eventually follow the source of the voices,
Mm-hmm.
and you see about 4 or 5 worms on this path, and they're just kind of like standing here. You hear one of them say, "This is quite a long piss he's taking." "We should be back by now." "Well, you should have been watching him." "I'm not going to watch another man piss. That's gross." "Well, are we just going to leave him in the woods then?" "I mean, he knows where our camp is, so probably. I mean, it's not far from here." "Yeah, true." Alright,
Tero's gonna call out from the darkness. Just
Okay.
like still from stealth, just like out. Do they have a fire going?
No, they're just kind of like standing there, like they're doing a patrol, so they're only holding like torches.
Oh, okay. Okay, so but outside the range of the torchlight, just from the darkness, Tero's gonna call out, "Excuse me, was that your friend I killed?"
They all turn to the source of where you would be. 27, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they natural 20 would only
Oh,
bring
shit.
it to a 22.
Fuck.
So they're just like, "I heard something over there. Did you guys hear that?" "Yeah." And they're like aiming their torches in that direction, but you're far enough away, like from the torchlight, that they can't actually see you.
And Tero will describe the guy from what he saw on the face,
Yeah.
just like, about this tall, this complexion, a very surprised look on his face as he vanished into the darkness.
They start to draw their weapons,
Mm-hmm.
the hooked like barbed spears that they all wield, and they just start slowly advancing through the snow in your direction. All 5 or 6 of them.
Tero's just gonna start just backing up through the darkness, back in the direction of where he came
They're
from.
following like the footprints in the snow.
Just
that they can
leaving the
see.
footprints,
Mhm.
yeah.
They're like,
Yep,
"Get him!"
Yep.
And they start to like. He's like, "You two, circle around, get him from the sides." It's like 2 kind of splinter off and go to the sides, and they're gonna try to like you get that they're trying to do a pincer point of something they can't see.
And he's gonna. So the tracks just stop
Okay.
at one point, so he just appears 30 feet away.
Okay.
And just in the dark, back in that direction that he came from, but just like they're following the tracks and they just
Okay.
abruptly end.
And as you're walking through the forest, that you hear all these things that are around you go, "Friend, are you bringing us food?" And you hear another one a couple feet away. Like, these things are like many feet apart, but their voice carries on the wind, and you can hear it. "Oh, I think he's bringing us snacks. Are you bringing us snacks, friend?" "Yes, are you bringing us snacks?"
And then, so Tero is going. When Tero speaks to them, does it sound like normal speech, or does it sound like something else?
It just sounds like something else.
Oh, okay. Tero will reply in their language. Well, I promised them to tarry first, but if he's willing to share, then you can have some too.
The wind kind of picks up. "He's willing to share. Perfect." And
Alright.
you see one of the worms walking, the one that's doing one of the pincer movements, walking before the proboscis just full on in the front of the face, just and lifts him up into the trees, and he screams. The other one's like looking around, panicked, and a proboscis grabs him by the back and just pulls him through the trees, and he disappears into the canopy, leaving 4 of these worms who are still following the footpath. They're like, "What the fuck is going on? Get a move on!" And they start like running in your direction, following the footprints, and eventually, just one by one, they're all picked off before it's just the one that follows you to tarry into the campsite.
Mm-hmm. And then Tero is going to, at this point, find. Can he identify the legs now pretty easily? Like,
yeah.
He's gonna find one of Terry's legs and just like put a hand on it, so he kind of just like attaches.
Okay, I'm gonna say
And then-
for fun here,
Mm-hmm.
this is the entire rest of the night.
Mm-hmm.
So dawn is beginning to break as this worm stumbles into camp, and you put your hand on this tree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dawn
Terry,
wouldn't
but
begin
he-
to break, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Terry, when he gets close enough, just lift me up, please, and then you can have him.
Okay. So, I'm excited to do this. As you all begin to rouse from your rest, wherever you are situated, coming to consciousness, you hear someone walking into the camp. All right, fucker. This is your last chance. Stand down.
This has been a very fun game of hide and seek,
And you all hear Tero say that.
but unfortunately, you misunderstood which side of the game you were on. You weren't supposed to be seeking. You should have been hiding.
As you all kind of like wake up from your shelters and you look, you see Tero talking to a worm, and as the worm steps into the campsite, Tero is lifted up into the air by the tree he's standing
The
next
tree
to,
just vanishes.
and a proboscis, a long, fleshy appendage, droops down from the boughs of the pine tree, and the worm's approaching, weapon drawn, sees the appendage, but it is too late, and it grabs him and impales him through the chest and just rips him up into the canopy, and you hear what sounds like flesh, bone, armor just being blended into a viscera mess as it rains down into the campsite. And that is what you all wake up to, with the benefits of a long rest.
And then,
All right, you can set me down now, friend.
And Tero is gently set down, and that is where we're going to go to break.
Mary Poppins is his way down the camp on the end of an entire tree.
That's what you all wake up to, all having gained the benefits of a long rest, and we're going to go to break and be back here in 10 minutes to finish this off.
That's crazy.
So, yes.
Oop.
Alright. You all wake up to see Tero lifted up into the trees as a worm stumbling into the campsite is lifted up into the trees as well by a massive fleshy proboscis-like appendage, pulled up into the canopy of the trees and turned into a living human blender that rains down across the camp as Tero is then placed back down into the snow. And that is what you all wake up to.
Oh, got me!
Oh, good morning, friends.
Jesus.
Tero
What
is just
the
coated in...
fuck was
Tero
that?
is just fully red. There's like a large intestine just coiled around Tero like a scarf.
Tero,
Hello.
what in the hell's...
Oh, there were worms about.
What? Not anymore, I guess.
There was about, I think, 6 of them.
You took out 6 worms?
Well, I
By
didn't.
yourself?
No, my new friends did.
Oh, we could have fought those.
They're all dead now.
You see, as Tero says, my friend, you see this head, like this massive, like spider-like head, just through the canopy of the trees, and this proboscis just kind of coils back up into this lamprey-like circular mouth.
Oh, you've made friends. Great. That's
This
that
is
was your
Terry.
friend?
This is Terry,
Terry?
yes.
Terry and Tero.
It just stares at everybody.
Hey, Terry.
It views you as a friend, Tero. It views them as snacks it's not allowed to eat.
Oh, okay.
Like a kid
Oh, I
trying
thought
to
it's-
like a kid trying to get to the cookie jar on top of the
okay.
fridge.
Uh,
Like it views them as
Oh,
allies.
views you as friendly unless you or your companions provoke them. Oh, okay, I see. I saw companions and friendly. Okay.
Yeah, it views you as friendly, but because of
Yeah.
you said, no, these are my friends too. It's not going to eat them, but it wishes
Yeah,
it
okay.
could.
This is Terry.
we were sleeping under Terry this whole time?
We've been doing this a lot, actually. There's a ton of them around the forest.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like I said. Got me.
You all feel the breeze.
Remember that? What was it? A mammoth? What was a bear? What was the thing that vanished that one night?
Mammoth.
Mammoth. Yeah, remember the mammoth that just
Oh
vanished?
no,
That
it was
one of them.
a frost giant corpse, I
Giant.
think.
Oh, the
Yeah,
frost.
yeah.
Remember the frost giant that just kind of vanished and floated off in the woods? Oh wait, no, only I was awake when it floated off in the woods. But you remember the frost giant that vanished?
Yeah.
Points up.
The breeze kind of rolls through the forest again, and it's Tero. You hear the voices. Everyone else just hears the breeze through the trees, and they're just like, "Thank you for the food, friend. Yes, friend. Thank you for the food."
You're welcome, everyone. I hope you enjoy.
You all just hear Tero talking to himself.
No, because you said it doesn't sound like.
Oh, right. It just sounds like.
just
Uh,
chittering
yeah,
noises.
it just sounds like Tero's making chittering spider noises.
Yeah.
Tero's got spider parcel tongue.
Man, yeah. Well done, Tero. I suppose that was the event of the night then.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
My friends will help keep an eye on us while we're sleeping from now on.
Good.
And they pretty much fill the entire forest. There's so many of them.
That's,
Tero, make a
That's-
perception check. I'll see if you can figure out just how many are just out of the surrounding forest. Just how many of them are just these things.
Oh, that was so close to a natural 20. It was on the natural 20 that it tipped over. It's an 11.
oh,
Not sure.
that's great, Tero. That's great. Thanks, Terry. We should get moving.
Yeah, we're going to. We're trying to make it to Tundra, though. I think on the map that's directly east of us. So.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to make camp probably at Great Lake, based on how far it is. But
Yeah, probably just on the banks, but
let's give it a shot.
Yeah, you guys usually do about 2 hexes a day.
thank you, Terry and friend, for not eating us last night. We appreciate it.
Tero.
I'll let them know.
Oh.
Let them know. I'll pass it along.
Oh. Wonderful.
And I appreciate it too. I hope you enjoy your replacement snack.
Their camp is not far from here if you want to go see what was there.
Oh, that's right. Oh, which way? Which way?
The breeze kind of creaks and groans to the west a little bit.
Oh, the worms apparently had a camp that way if y'all want to take a look and see what they left behind.
Some coin wouldn't
Yeah, so-
hurt if we're going back to the cities.
Okay. Tero, do you lead the way?
Mhm.
Okay. As you walk, the breeze moves through the trees, which is the spiders just directing you where to go. You pass by. You all see a patch of yellow snow that is intermixed with a splash of blood. Like someone was taking a piss against a tree, and weirdly, that tree is no longer there.
Yeah. Oi. That's. Guys, I think we've just been really lucky when we went through these
100%.
forests before.
Definitely, yeah.
I may have been rolling percentile checks every time you guys walk through this forest.
Oh, we definitely just got lucky.
But you follow Tero past this bloody piss stain in the snow and come across a camp. There's 6 tents, single-person tents that are still up. There's the smoldering ruins of a campfire with a huge cauldron suspended that was boiling some form of stew. And there is a wagon where a horse is just eating whatever vegetation it can scavenge from the grass beneath the snow.
Guys, we got transportation. We don't have to walk all the way to town.
Tero,
Mm-hmm.
you hear, "Oh, I didn't see that thing before."
Wait. We might need it. We might actually need that.
So you just hear Tero chittering.
Sorry, they wanted to eat it.
No, please don't. Please don't eat the horse.
They can't understand you, but I can pass it along.
Thank you.
I've never had horse before. Oh, I've had horse. It's quite chewy. Oh.
But horse would make it so I don't have to walk very much, and I can get where I'm going and do things I need to do and kill things much more easily.
Right.
They don't respond. They're like, okay.
Right.
You got all the worms from the camp. I should get something, and I picked the horse.
Start
Fair is fair, friends.
start looking in the.
Tero, like, kind of shaming and sticking his finger up at the trees and stuff. Like,
Hey, I was a part of that bargain too.
I lured them off.
What were you saying, Scooch?
yeah, sorry.
I'd like to just search through the tents and see if they've got like foot lockers or anything that they set up.
It looks like they probably didn't bring much in terms of like belongings on patrol, just like their clothes and whatever they wore as armor and weapons. It's just tents and bedrolls.
Yeah, what do you think they were doing here? Think they were coming to or from Gar?
Judging on the wagon and the tracks in the snow that wouldn't be covered, they were coming from the west, and the closest place west from here would have been Foradorn.
Oh, so like they were cutting through, they weren't taking the road.
No.
They did what we did, but
Yeah,
reversed.
there's like a path through this forest, and they're following that path that you guys took to get to Foradorn originally.
Cool.
The horse looks like it's run a little ragged, and yeah, it's just an uncovered wooden wagon. With a few tents and bedrolls, and then this cauldron of stew that's still kind of cooking a little bit.
Right, you think this is gonna get us across that tundra?
I mean, it'll certainly help. We don't run the horse too ragged before getting out of the woods.
You think it would go faster? I mean, if the snow gets bad, might be easier if we take the wheels off.
Yeah, I think we should maybe get rid of the wagon.
No, but wait, I have vehicle proficiency. But wait, no.
I will say, judging based on the condition of the roads you've seen, there is no
It's
way.
probably not going to do very
There's
good on the
no way the horse and the wagon would be able to maneuver through the tundra. It would need to stick to the
Yep.
roads.
Okay.
Well, they took it all the way here off the road.
Through forest paths that
There's
are
a-
covered by
there's a
the
forest
canopy.
trail.
Okay.
The tundra
an
has no
unofficial
cover. The
forest
tundra
road.
has no
Yeah.
cover against the snow.
You're right.
I know.
Well, we could take the forest as far as the main road, or we could take the horse to as far as the main road, getting out of here, and then we should probably just take. If we're crossing the tundra, we should probably go on foot.
Yeah, we got some snowshoes, right?
Yeah, you guys looted
Yeah.
enough snowshoes for everybody from the logging camp.
Right.
And crampons in case you come across ice. Tero, you no longer require snowshoes or crampons.
Oh, nice. Oh,
You,
just-
li-
wait,
you
just-
literally just walk along the surface of the snow.
Can I? Because it says solid surface, doesn't it?
If it's like hard snow and ice.
Oh, okay. Just
Maybe,
Legolas
maybe
style?
not powdery snow, but like.
Okay, yeah.
Not fresh snow, but snow from the day before that's been slightly melted and refrozen.
All right. Well,
Everybody make me an investigation check as you're all kind of like scoping out the old campsite.
yeah. That's right.
Natural 1.
Perfect. The horse farts in your face.
I wasn't even breathing in that stunk.
Just unloads a payload of
Ugh.
horse turds in the snow.
The 16 investigation
Okay.
for Scooch.
22 for Abraham.
Okay. Just for the two of you then. What is Scooch? What area of the camp is Scooch kind of focused on? What area of the camp is Abraham kind of focused on? There's like the tents where they were sleeping, and then there's kind of like the area where they all would have been like sitting around the fire. And then there's the perimeter kind of deal.
We'll go intense.
Well, We'll see the area around the fire because I'm wondering if they got any like if they had any orders and if they were written down and if they happened to burn them or
Okay.
see anything. So he's wanting to like see if there's any traces of why they were here.
Okay. Scooch, you find tucked under a pit, one of the bedrolls in one of the tents, a tiny little iron lockbox that is got a little padlock on it.
Alright, I'm gonna try opening it.
Do you have thieves' tools?
You have these tools.
Make a dexterity check and add your proficiency bonus. Or if you have expertise in thieves' tools, do that as well.
Add 2 to this. 13.
13. It takes a little bit of time. So while you're trying to figure out the lock, which you will get, Abraham, as you're searching around the fire, first thing you notice is what they were eating, which you can see a couple fingers and whatnot floating in the pot. They had resorted to cannibalism. But there is a scrap of burnt parchment in the fire that you just spot as it almost fully burns away. Like you catch it kind of as like it's just resting on like coals, so it's not fully burnt away yet. But you catch it.
He like takes a little bit of the like mucus from his tentacle and then just kind of.
Okay. You can pick up the scrap of parchment, and you make out vague orders based on how burnt the parchment is. It just says skull connected to brain, Kaltoric Manor, skull, fragmented images, possibly near Foradorn. So skull, brain.
Like an image of a skull, or
no, like the word. It's
like
words.
A word skull.
Skull, because the burns are kind of obscuring everything, and it's this broken
Brain.
sentences. Skull connected to brain. Kaltoric Manor. Visions point somewhere near Foradorn. And you'd probably
Yeah,
call.
I'm putting some stuff together, I think.
Yeah.
Though if I'm off the mark, feel free to have me do some type of check.
I can also say what Abraham would deduce, if that makes it easier.
Well, can I make a guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
So skull connected to brain, Kaltoric Manor, visions point to Foradorn.
Somewhere near Foradorn.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that, well, Kaltoric Manor was the in Hrungar, right? Or no?
Kaltoric Manor is the deed to that manor that
Yeah.
the Vanguard owned. Kaltoric Manor is north Shadow Touch Wild. That's marked on the map.
Oh, that.
It's where the Vanguard took Sakari the Twin Storm's remains to experiment on.
Right. So yeah, my guess here is that they are on to the Vanguard potentially, and they're heading to Foradorn. But you said that they were coming from Foradorn.
Yeah, they're coming back to their camp. They're coming back from Foradorn. So
So that means they had already investigated.
They were
To some
most likely
extent.
investigating in that area.
Yeah.
And Brain, you will recall that there are apparently remains of this dragon were taken
the dragon,
to Kaltork
yeah.
Manor. Yeah. And you would remember that the skull of said
skull
dragon
is there,
kept as a
yeah.
trophy at the Rime's End Vanguard headquarters. No, my internet crapped out. My internet crapped out. Okay.
We got it.
Okay, yeah. So, the skull of said dragon is at the Vanguard headquarters,
Yeah.
and this parchment mentions, connection between.
Yeah. Oh, gang. I think Vanguard's got. It seems like its trophy is going to be causing them some issues. That skull tied to the blood, the matter of the Rime Lord's like kin. Seems like they're getting some marching orders that lead them to the Vanguard. So might need to tell them to get rid of that skull or something, because seems like it's pointing out their hideout.
Do we have any way of getting word back to them in a timely manner?
Abraham kind of looks at Crearyn because
They shake their head.
right, I mean you would know, so I guess that's a no.
I mean, we could. There's the outpost at the tavern in Forwardorn. They could relay a message, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that means spending
This also means
just
there's
over a day.
there's a connection between Kaltork Manor and the Vanguard headquarters.
Yeah. Well, yes, I suppose that it kind of means that there's. I don't know how they would have separated the brain from the skull outside of the mall. You know. Brutal means.
I mean,
Yeah, it was on the
like it.
backside of the skull.
Yeah,
You also saw
dragon
the
skulls are pretty big.
you also saw the heart in the mines.
yeah.
Just
This thing
chilling.
is. The pieces of it are everywhere.
I mean, it seemed pretty huge.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Average.
yeah.
I mean,
So,
that dragon's horse was what? That dragon's heart was 10 feet wide? It
Yeah.
was huge.
yeah. So, what we can do then? Are we gonna keep heading to Tundra Cell and then just hope they, that the Vanguard knows what they need to know?
well, they're all dead now. Those worms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
who are they going to report
very.
to?
Yeah, but
Higher
I mean,
ups.
a lack of reporting. These people that if they go missing, they're gonna take that as like a potential, like, oh, they were onto something and they got taken out, right?
I mean, we're in the shadow touched wilds. Anything could have killed him.
True.
Could have wandered
true.
in a meteor in Paxat and gone insane.
Yeah.
No,
No,
Been killed by undead.
while this is all going on, Scooch, you're still fiddling with the lockbox, and it pops open. And inside, you see a little immaculate topaz, and a couple other scattered gems and whatnot. So the gems are kind of like stained with blood. Like it looks like somebody was like killing people and taking their goods. Give me your goods. The assorted gems look like they're not really worth anything, but the topaz looks like it's worth a hefty amount.
Like 100 gold pieces?
Probably more. Let me look at your. Oh, perfect. Let me look at your. Let me look at your background here.
Let me see. Oh, I know craft stuff.
Yeah, I'd say because of your background, this topaz is probably worth 500 gold.
Only need 100.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit there, crisscross applesauce, and start working on something
Okay.
inside of a tent.
I mean, I think.
Topaz, I'm gonna start working on.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I mean, if we're gonna stick with the Vanguard, we might as well share what we've learned on our extracurriculars and
Yeah.
finish our job that they sent us out on in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, we got to, report back to Wormwood, right?
Eventually, at some point.
Get another thing going on. Given what information we know, I mean, none of this means anything if, the main
Maybe-
hub don't know.
I mean, maybe Lady M can drop us off just outside of Volkill. If we get to Fordorn in the base fast enough. I mean, she got us to the mines.
That's true.
But dropping us outside of a settlement wouldn't exactly be inconspicuous.
That's true.
It is in the middle of the tundra. There wouldn't be any cover for her to conceal us in.
Maybe just
True.
north in them Shadow Touch Wilds, but I
Yeah.
don't know. It's all getting a little bit closer to the Rime Dominion.
Maybe we shouldn't risk going to Volkill at all.
Yeah, especially since, it seems like there is a connection with the Rime King and you. And from what you're saying, he is doing a speech there, correct?
Yeah.
What we've heard.
Should we skip it? I mean, sure, it's gonna have a big crowd, but what's that mean?
I feel like once we go through Fordorn again, we'll hear some version of what he said.
But
The very
wouldn't it be fun to go?
You guys also were
Yeah.
told in a few days' time, a few days ago, roughly.
Yeah.
2 days ago or so.
Might just be
Oh, so
already
there was
happening
no
right now.
way we were gonna make it on time. Okay.
I mean, you could try.
I think if we push through, we might have made it if we didn't. Detour
Rolling
into the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then cut straight
Let's see
across
if
the
I
southern
can find
Indiana
when you
border.
found that out.
It was the day we were.
When you got to
it was
Harungar.
our first day in Hrungar.
Yeah, so the 18th and today's the 21st. So exactly.
I don't think we even
3
spent a
days ago.
full. We never spent a full day in Hrungar.
No, so exactly 3 days
No.
ago when you found out.
Yeah.
It took us. We did spend a little extra time. It was 2.5 days to get here. Now we're on our 3rd day.
So there's and when you saw him it seemed like he was pretty close by when he arrived. When you saw him flying through and whatnot.
I think we're gonna miss it either way. Going to Volkill. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
get there eventually, Tero.
Plus I'm sure
Alright.
Plus I'm sure we'll know what the speech was about anyways.
Eventually.
I'm sure that
Word's
one
gonna
can talk. Right. Let's head back. Let's report what we've known. I got this piece of thing right here. I'm sure that will mean something. And I got these heads as proof of what we found. Maybe they can use it.
So we could
But-
take the horse and wagon to Foradorn.
Yeah.
Relay what we know to the person who runs the outpost there and go from there.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully we find Wormwood there. Because, I mean, they're the one we're supposed to talk to anyway.
Well, do you all recall the path how to get to the Vanguard headquarters through the mountains?
Yeah, it's got all them things, right?
on the trees?
Yeah.
No, that was
Yeah.
something that was marked on a tree where someone hid like a bag, like belongings.
Oh, that was a cache.
It was a cache.
It was a cache we found.
Carver had to like show you guys through the mountains and hopefully
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, one way or another, we gotta get there at some point.
Right, I'll just give them a message and then put it on them. I mean, when we got lives, we can't just sit around waiting for them. We so far haven't gotten any coin from them.
True.
What they think we're gonna do?
You don't get paid for working for the Vanguard.
Exactly.
We get
So-
free room and board and free food and supplies.
We gotta have our freedom then. So we're gonna go there, drop off our information, and then jog on.
I mean,
Scooch is gonna come out to the conversation, kind of miss it. Grab the cauldron with all the stuff in it, take his shirt in his hand, and like dump out all this stuff.
Yeah, just like a couple assorted humanoid body parts kind of spill out into the snow.
what you doing there, Scooch? Blanche?
I was wondering if you could just, could you maybe help me and get this little spit shine?
Yeah, sure. Prestidigitation.
Thank you. Runs back into the tent.
Do you want any help or anything?
No, I'm building a rocket ship.
I was about to ask what they were up to, but I don't even know.
Rocking shit.
You rocking shit?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
Alright. We hear like
Ping, ting, ting, ting. A little puff of smoke comes through the door. Fireworks.
Yeah, you guys see coming out like hovering. There's a little. You can see through like what would be like glass or well, not glass but like clear. See a little like diamond that's like a gem that's a topaz. It's like a yellow, but it's been shaved into like a little heart, and around it has formed like a little robot man with like a goatee that's inside hovering because he's inside a like a Bowser hover thing. It's like it's the cauldron. It has like fans underneath it. It has like propellers underneath it, and there's like a little old man, like metal, like mustache, like Guy Fawkes, like down to like pointy, like it's pointy.
So it's Dr. Robotnik?
Yeah, kind of.
Like in the little Eggman chair thing?
goggle eyes, and yeah, bald head. Well, I got some inspiration. I've been thinking about this for a while, guys. I want you to. This is Errol, Mark 1.
Errol.
Errol, yeah, this is Errol.
Errol.
What is Errol?
This is my friend. This is a homunculus.
What's that?
He's just a servant kind of guy. He does things for me.
Doesn't Penny already do that, or is she different?
Sort of half a dozen of one, 6 of the other.
Servant?
I mean, if you want to get into semantics about it, kind of, yeah.
Alright.
I created this, and his body is formed around it, and you can see like he's got like little parts that connect and stuff. He's like real and stuff.
Does that have a consciousness? Like a personhood?
Not really.
No, about as much as like. Well, I mean, some people have certain feelings, but about as much as like a dog. Not really, but there's not much will behind stuff. You know, dogs will go like they got instincts and things.
Right.
It just kind of it's a silent companion.
But also can like understands words.
It
too.
understands Scooch. Yeah,
It understands me, and I think whatever language I'm speaking.
understands the languages you speak, but cannot speak in return.
Yeah.
So it kind of just floats there in its little Robotnik Bowser cauldron.
That's very interesting. What's it do?
What?
What does it do?
Well, shit! I'm not trying to sell you on it.
Well, I mean, usually when you make something, it has a purpose.
Does art always have to have a purpose?
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
Can it just be
You
art
make
for art's sake?
No, I mean it's to make a statement. Yeah, you're telling the world something. You're putting yourself out there.
I draw a
for-
smiley face in the snow on the ground.
see
Behold,
that?
art.
Yeah. How would you feel if I said that was shit?
I mean, it is shit, but I drew it because I wanted to draw it. Art for art's sake.
Listen, I'm gonna figure it out. I don't know for sure. I'm gonna figure it out.
Samir throwing everyone into an existential crisis this session.
Yeah, just Errol's just floating there.
Yeah.
I think
hey-
he's neat.
Yeah.
Errol, do you talk like Penny does?
Doesn't say a thing.
You say you just-
Oh,
Won't even understand Samira, so it would just be like
That's great.
only
Just
understands the
staring
language.
blankly ahead.
Understands the languages of its creator. Alright, it does say understands the languages you speak. So if Samira speaks common, if speaking common, it would just go.
huh. That's pretty cool, Blanche.
Yeah, I figure at this rate, I'm gonna end up making myself a menagerie of some kind.
I mean, the next step would be a menage a trois. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Jokes aside. Well, that's a menagerie of 3, right? That's what that
Oh.
means?
It's- Does this thing
It's just group of 3.
do we
Okay.
need to watch out for this thing in combat if anything happens?
Well, I don't know. We'll find out, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. Let's get in this scrap. Come on, let's move. We've
Well,
got
if
a whole
we're
day
going
ahead of us.
west, then we can bring the horse and cart with us.
Yeah, let's do it. I
Alright.
I can't eat these heads because they're tainted as hell. So, I mean, might as well drop them off as our proof of our completion of our quest. Right?
Yeah.
Give them word. We got this journal. We've got this piece of paper, parchment that was half burnt. We just write them up a little summary of what happened. Kablunk. And then move on.
Sounds
Does
like
that sound
enough
right?
for me.
Alright. What, we got 2 days travel to get there? I mean, we better get started.
All right, everyone, get in the cart. And I'm gonna feed this horse one of my rations that I don't ever eat.
So you're feeding the
To
horse like hardtack.
I'm gonna feed it if it will consume the hardtack. I will feed it the hardtack just to give it something to eat.
Make an animal handling check. To try to convince the horse to eat this just hard, inedible substance, essentially.
Come on, buddy. I know it sucks, but it's better than nothing. 15.
This horse has been run ragged by the worms. It is probably starving. It eats the hardtack.
Alright, I will knock off my ration.
Can I make another infusion? I think I get 2 a day. Or is that? I'm confused. I may need.
You can have 2 active at one time.
Yeah, you should be able to do it after a long rest.
Yeah, you can make both of them after a long rest, but you can only have 2 active at a time.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, then I'll just.
You can make 2 per long rest, but you can only have 2 active at a time. So the homunculus counts as 1.
Yes. And then I have one on the hand and the armor, but I took off the armor to make the homunculus.
Okay.
Never mind then, because I was going to. I was going to get a tankard of plenty so that the horse could have beer.
You can do that. You can do that.
Get the horse drunk.
Yeah, you can do that.
Hey, this guy needs it.
As
Honestly, I don't know how this horse, unless the horse is like decked out or it's like one of those fuzzy horses. Like, I don't see how it's even surviving right now in the cold.
it's a little fuzzy, but it's just run ragged from the worms. Like, they don't care about the animal's well-being. They're like, well, we can keep going. Like, they didn't take rests for the horse.
No.
So it's like on death's door just from exhaustion.
Yes, I'm given so it has calories.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, as we get to the end here, for the first full day of travel, I would like everybody to roll survival checks, please. These are to determine if you find any rations along the way, things you can scavenge, and how things go.
13.
And also just how bad the Crearyn got a 9. All right, let's just go through the group here. Crearyn got a 9. Samira.
13.
13. Tero.
9.
Scooch.
8.
Abraham.
Oh,
6.
oh no.
So the first day of travel is horrific. It's a horrific blizzard. The shelter, it is impossible to find shelter. So you're essentially, the only thing you can think of is to sit in the back of the wagon, take the tents, and use the tents as tarps over the wagon to give some kind of shelter. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw. Except for Samira and Scooch, because you guys are resistant to cold.
I am not resistant to cold technically yet.
All right, so yeah, you do one too then.
Okay.
5.
Oh
All right.
no.
Just from the sheer elements. Samira, what'd you get?
15.
Tero, you get a level of exhaustion. Now, I would like somebody to roll a Constitution saving throw for the horse.
I'll roll for the horse.
The horse has already been run ragged. I will say, it is at a few levels of exhaustion already.
Okay.
You want a
So,
10 or
at
higher.
disadvantage.
You want a 10 or higher, and if you fail, at least you have food for everybody.
Okay. Am I rolling at disadvantage?
You would be, yes.
Okay. What is the horse's bonus to con saves?
+1.
Okay. Ooh, that's a
Why are
4
you
and a
rolling
5.
It? Oh, right. Yeah, it's rolling at disadvantage, right?
So,
Yeah, so that's a natural 5.
You all, Samira, everyone, you're at the front of the wagon, so you're uncovered generally for the travel. Everyone else is kind of in the back. You all kind of feel the wagon stop moving, and you hear a thud in the snow.
Oh, come on!
And that's where we're going to end the session for the week.
Oh boy.
I hope y'all are up to date on your training for field dressing.
Yeah.
So,
I called the brain.
yeah. We'll pick up there on, well, 19th of March for recording, the 20th of March for everybody else to watch that as we pick up from there. Next week, we won't be doing anything. It'll just be me, Sam, Garrett, Brittany, and Lex. We're doing our session 0 for From of Ash and Earth, or whatever it's called. And then March 13th, you'll be able to watch the first session of that campaign, where I get to be a player in my own setting, which is weird, but it might be fun for me. So I'm really excited what Lex and I are collaborating with and kind of
Nice.
intermixing both of these kind of campaigns and whatnot. Good night, everybody. Stay safe. Fight tyranny. Burn it all down. Punch Nazis.
Get behind that.
Good night, everybody. Bye.
Hey.